Alright guys, today I'm going to be demonstrating some short game shots, one club, and I'm going to try to dive a little deeper into a question I get asked a lot on the lesson tee is, what's the difference between a 10 and a 5, or a 5 and a scratch, or maybe even a scratch and a PGA Tour player? Well, 5 shots is still the differential right across the board, but often the fine details come down to versatility, especially from, say, scratch to +5 or 5 to scratch. What do I mean by versatility? Well, I have to make it perfectly clear that I would strongly encourage that you have a stock shot that you can trust every day of the week. And to have a stock shot that you trust, especially from 30, 40 yards, is going to need a lot of simplicity. So let me walk you through a stock shot first. For me, stock means neutral right across the board. That means narrow stance, maybe club width. Shaft between my thighs, that means it's a vertical up and down shaft. Lie angle, I'm not lowering the handle to gain some height, and I'm not raising the handle to hit a bit lower. That's in a different video. You can research that a little bit. I can show you how that affects trajectory. But neutral and stock is going to be club face flat, shaft neutral, shaft narrow, everything kind of 50-50 in its dispersion. From here, I'm going to feel like my armpits and my arms are very connected, super glued onto my body. I would have no problem if my arms never, ever come off my chest here. If I can do that, I'm going to have a lot of consistency and a very quiet club face through impact. Okay, so let's just rehearse the stock shot really quick. It's important to have one of these. So neutral, narrow, 50-50, arms connected, turn, turn. And I want every player, me included, to have a stock shot, bread and butter. Without that, you can't get down from 15 to 10, 10 to 5. Okay, how do you get that next step to scratch? Well, understanding where the different pins are on the green. I wouldn't hit a stock shot to a back pin if the green's 40 paces deep and the flag is, say, 38, 37 on, maybe tucked left, maybe there's a trap there. I'm not going to hit a high full swing pitch, okay? I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to make my sand wedge release a little bit more when it lands. That way I can still send it into the middle of the green, but I can then make the ball land soft, but then roll and let the shape of the terrain do the work. Well, in order to do that and keep everything similar, I'm going to change a feel. And we've talked about feel versus real in the past. The path of the swing or the plane of the swing may not visually look too different. In my brain, I'm hitting a hook shot here. So let's keep a lot of things the same, but change a feeling in the swing. And let's see if I can demonstrate the difference in the shot now. So ball maybe favoring the center toe, shaft neutral, narrow stance, okay? And now I'm going to feel like the only thing I'm going to change different is I want to feel like I'm hooking the ball. Now to hook the ball, I want to release the club face just a little bit more, a little bit quicker through impact here. So I'm going to call this maybe a bigger release of the club, create some draw spin. Let's see what changes. Okay, see how that one's going to land and then to start to roll a little bit more? Okay, let me play that again. There, that one's a better one. Bang and roll. Perfect. Really feel like I have to release that club. There, again. It's got so much more controlled release onto the green there, just hitting some draw spins in there. Now, what if the flag's at the front? Well, I could probably go to my 60 degree, and I would encourage that too. I have no problem with it. But let's change the feels now. Let's go from stock, where nothing really happens, I'm very zeroed out, to a bit of a hook spin with a release of the club, to maybe a longer, more releasing the club with the toe kept back and the back of the club facing the camera here. Let's see what changes with that release, okay? So we have, again, pretty stock, narrow, ball center to toe, handle neutral. Maybe I have opened the club a little bit here because I know my swing is going to be a little bit longer. And now release it. There. You see how now I've sent a real high one? See how quickly that stopped? So really, I've attempted very similar things. Let's play them back a little bit quicker. Stock. Okay. Draw spin. Okay. Lower release. And then we're going to go a higher spin, which is going to be more of a, say, a release 3 with the club face pointing back to the camera. And then you're going to have a variety of trajectories into that ground. Low, medium, and high. And all I've really done is I've changed the release pattern from no release to minimal release to a release with the club face kept open. understand how trajectories work, and you can really manipulate the club to your favor on these shots.